The autonomic nervous system is a subdivision of the afferent peripheral nervous system. It functions automatically without conscious effort. It regulates the functions of internal organs by controlling glands, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscle. It assists in maintaining homeostasis by regulating heartbeat and blood pressure, breathing, and body temperature. This system helps us to deal with emergency situations, emotions, and physical activities. Receptors within organs send sensory impulses to the brain and spinal cord. Motor impulses travel along peripheral nerve fibers that lead to ganglia outside the central nervous system within cranial and spinal nerves. THSA ganglia are part of the autonomic nervous system. There are two parts to the autonomic nervous system. The sympathetic division figure 11.2.5 prepares the body for stressful situations that require energy expenditure, such as increasing heartbeat and breathing rates to fluid from a threatening situation. The fibers of the system arise from the thoracic and lumbar regions of the spinal cord. The axons leave the cord through the ventral roots of the spinal nerves but then leave the spinal nerve and enter members of a chain of pervertebral ganglia extending longitudinally along the side of the vertebral column. Leaving the paravertebral ganglion, another neuron, the postganglionic fiber, goes to the effector organ. The sympathetic division uses acetylcholine in the preganglionic synapses as a neurotransmitter but uses norepinephrine or noradrenaline at the synapses of the postganglionic fibers. The sympathetic division prepares us for physical activity by increasing blood pressure and heartbeat rate. It dilates respiratory passageways for increased breathing rates, and it stimulates sweating. It also causes the release of glucose from the liver as a quick source of energy while inhibiting digestive activities. This system is occasionally called the fight-or-flight system because it prepares us to face the threat or flee quickly from it. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. 10 pairs originate from the brain stem. All 12 pairs leave the skull through various foramina of the skull. They are designated in two ways, by Roman numerals indicating the order in which the nerves arise from the brain from the front of the brain to the back, and by names that indicate their function or distribution. Some cranial nerves are only sensory or afferent. Others are only motor or effectorent. Cranial nerves with both sensory and motor functions are called mixed nerves figure 11.2.7. The olfactory nerve I is entirely sensory and conveys impulses related to smell. The optic nerve II is also entirely sensory and conveys impulses related to sight. The oculomotor nerve II is a motor nerve. It controls movements of the eyeball and upper eyelid and conveys impulses related to muscle sense or position called proprioception. Its parasympathetic function causes constriction of the pupil of the eye. The trochlear nerve IV is a motor nerve. It controls movement of the eyeball and conveys impulses related to muscle sense. It is the smallest of the cranial nerves. The trigeminal nerve V is a mixed nerve and it is the largest of the cranial nerves. It has three branches: the maxillary, the mandibular, and the ophthalmic. It controls chewing movements and delivers impulses related to touch, pain, and temperature in the teeth and facial areas. The abducens nerve VI is a motor nerve that controls movement of the eyeball. The facial nerve VII is a mixed nerve. It controls the muscles of facial expression and conveys sensations related to taste. Its parasympathetic function controls the tear and salivary glands. The vestibulocochlear nerve vestibulocochlear is entirely sensory. It transmits impulses related to equilibrium and hearing. The facial nerve VII is a mixed nerve. It controls the muscles of facial expression and conveys sensations related to taste. Its parasympathetic function controls the tear and salivary glands. The vestibulocochlear nerve vestibulocochlear is entirely sensory. It transmits impulses related to equilibrium and hearing.